How does supposed to work, man? I don't know. Yeah, that's when they know how to work an oil burner. Huh? That's when they know how to work an oil burner. Anybody know how to work an oil burner? Anybody know how to work an oil burner?
You just pour oil in here.
Oh, oil? It's like a.
Oh, that's okay. So you would have to
take
pump
that out.
Yeah. You got it? If you got a sharp implement, I know you got a blade on you.
You got let me see what that. You got some sort of blade or something? Use that. I got a small scissor in my car. That might help. So knock it up. About a while. Facebook?
Roll this.
Hello, people. Would you like to sit?
Claro.
Guess I don't want to use some. Anybody got any questions in the room? Let's start thinking about that. If not, we're about to begin. It's double. Where's the remote? Hey, brother, you can mute that. It's muted. Oh, it's muted. All right, that's good. But pass me the remote select. Anybody got any questions? Anything? That's wild.
Selection. I got a question as far as like, tomorrow they're gonna be, celebrating that pagan holiday, and what's the U.P.K. stance on, like, obviously, like, certain foods are not unlawful, but I see a lot of brothers basically saying that they're not gonna eat certain things on that day.
Right.
What's the U.P.K. stance on why that is, and what's the spirit behind that?
It's the same spirit why you went, like, eat the candy from trick or treating on Halloween.
Come.
It's kind of like, it's like, okay, give me 1 second. All right, so the brother asked, what is the stance on as far as, not necessarily, you're not saying celebrating Thanksgiving. What do you mean? Like,
okay, so, you happen to, let's say you live in a household with family members, or you real close to them in terms of proximity. You live close to a bunch of family members who they still do that. Like, let's say a young U.P.K. cat, he 18, but he still lives at home or something like that. And everybody else in the house celebrating Thanksgiving, but obviously he don't mess with it. But all day long, food is sizzling and bacon and all that smells to wild, and it's lawful foods. It's sweet potatoes, lawful, turkey, lawful, chicken, lawful.
Right.
but something is telling that brother, don't eat it. Is that the UPK stance? And how would I explain to somebody why? If they say, well, I thought you could eat turkey. And I say, well, on that day, no, I'm not eating.
Right. I mean, really, the sin come when you celebrate, when you partake in the celebration of the holiday.
Okay.
So when you sitting at that table with your family members and you holding hands around the turkey and you giving thanks, and everybody got to ask, well, what do you thankful for, little Jacob? You understand? That's when you start to sin. The food itself is not necessarily a sin. You understand? Like if I just so happen to be upstairs in my room and someone slide a plate of macaroni and cheese under the door because I've been locked myself in the room all day, I'm not necessarily sinning because you ate that macaroni and cheese. But now, the flip side is this. You understand? We here in America in hell.
That's right.
You understand? And what do we want? What is our hope? What is our faith? Understand? What is the whole point of doing this? Why are we here today? Understand? Why are we even talking about Thanksgiving? Remember, we in captivity, just like we were in captivity under Pharaoh in Egypt. What is our point in being here? Our faith, the patience of the saints is what? True.
We waiting for the return of Yahweh and the destruction of our enemies.
Right. We are begging. You understand? We're pleading with the Most High to come back. You understand? To send Christ back with them 200 million angels and put an end to the so-called white man so that we could be free.
Right.
You understand? What better way to plead with the Lord? Not only to not celebrate Thanksgiving, but to say, I ain't eating none of that stinking turkey.
That's right.
You understand? I'm not eating none of that stuffing or none of that cranberry sauce. Any of these foods that any other day I wouldn't eat it. Understand? How many of y'all have had cranberry sauce this whole goddamn year? Except this brother. This is the only nigga I know in Israel that eats cranberry sauce. Good night. You understand? You gotta stop doing that. That's not class. Ain't no sweat. Like again, there's no sin against eating cranberry sauce. But the point is, it's a spirit behind this time of year where people want to eat the turkey. People want to eat the stuffing and the cranberry sauce and all the other food that they eat for Thanksgiving, the yams and all of that. You know, I don't know what else do they be making, man? Is that it? It's turkey, stuffing, cranberry sauce,
Banana pudding.
banana pudding. I don't like that. Banana pudding.
Got that pork, that ham.
Yeah, of course. Oh, of course. I'm so far in the truth. I forgot. Right. I'm in the truth. I'm thinking pork might be a sin or something. I don't know.
Then you got the greens with the pork cooked in it.
The greens with the pork chunks in it. You be thinking, I found something. God, I found something. You take a closer look. Like, God damn. It's always like the little brother or somebody come through like, you know they got pork. Right. Like, God damn it, man. I'm just trying to eat something. But you understand, this the spirit behind this time of year where people want to start putting up the lights. You understand? They want to worship Baal and put up the lights and light up the cities. They want to start putting up the decorations. They want to buy the fall leaf flavor of scented Febreze. You know, all of a sudden, you understand? All year long, you've been doing all different other flavors. But this year, you want to do the fall scented leaves just because it matches the spirit of the so-called holiday. You understand? And that's just not too wild. So my answer to that, man, is what better way to plead with the Lord than to say, you know, I'm not participating in any shape, form, or manner. Any way, I'm not participating in this. You understand? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be at home, and I'm gonna put me one of them. What's them microwavable dinners called? The Michelinas, whatever they call. I'm gonna put a microwavable dinner in there while my whole family is eating good. I'm gonna come downstairs with like the most UPK attire I can ever wear, a cult leader shirt and everything, and just put a microwavable dinner on in front of everybody, and take that out of the microwave and just start munching on that. You understand? You understand? That's just me though. You understand? Like I said, if you want to eat some food, if you living in the house where they cooking food, I guess no sweat. I wouldn't do it, but you don't need to participate in the celebration of the so-called Thanksgiving. You understand? Does that answer your question?
Come.
All right, so we're moving on. Anybody else got any other questions before we move on with the topic? All right, let's go. And if anybody want anything to drink, just let Shamar know. You get his attention, you can do whatever y'all want with that. When I rock it here with the waters, you can pass that out too. But of course, tomorrow is the so-called holiday, Thanksgiving, which of course it's not much to be thankful for this day. But before we get into that, I wanted to touch a small topic real quick here, which is dealing with marriage. You understand exactly what marriage is according to the law, according to the Bible. So there is nobody getting misconstrued about what marriage is. You understand? So give me Exodus 22:16, if you could, Baba Kashaf. I'm gonna have to run through these kind of quickly. I know we started late.
The book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 16.
If anyone have a question or a statement they want to make or concern, just raise your hand at any time. Understand? Like, keep reading.
And if a man entice a maid.
And if a man entice a maid, what does that mean? If a man entices a maid, what does entice mean? First of all, what is a maid? True.
A woman of manageable age.
Right. All right. So if a man entices a woman of marriageable age, which means that she's not 11, she's not 12 years old, you understand? She has had her flower and her flower has bloomed, has blossomed, man, meaning she's ready to be married. She's ready to take on a husband. You understand? She's not a little girl still. She's a woman. But now, what does entice mean? Anybody?
If you don't mind, if I may.
Oh, sweat.
He probably game, he's like convincing that people.
Come on, don't go Edomite in here. We still Judah. You understand? You all got game. I know somebody spit game to y'all. Listen, entice me.
Is that flirting?
That's flirting, but you understand? I want y'all to give me more examples. Put some more salt into it. Like, don't be so stiff in here. You understand? This is not the white man's education. This is Israel. We can tell it like how it is. You enticing on you trying to get at them. You hollering at them. You telling them, hey, look here, shawty, look. I think you got a body on you. You understand? You looking good. You smelling good. I want to talk to you. I wanted to see if you got a man. You understand? You basically spitting game like the sis said. You understand? You going up to her, you telling her that she intriguing. You understand? And you trying to get with her, so on and so forth. However, which way y'all want to do it, whatever you want to call it, that's pretty much what it is. So read that from the top.
Verse 16. And if a man entice a maid.
So if a man entice a maid, if a man go up to a woman, say you beautiful, so on and so forth, to a woman that's not married, understand, but is of marriageable age, keep reading.
That is not betrothed.
That is not betrothed. Betrothed meaning promised to someone. Meaning she's not, you understand, supposed to be getting engaged or courting somebody else. Understand? If you're a brother in here and you find that you try to talk to a sister and the sister say, I'm not married, but I am courting so-and-so, you do know that sister is off limits.
But
she is betrothed to that brother until otherwise notified. You understand? So that sis will be off limits. But in this case, the sis is not betrothed, meaning she's single, she's not courting anyone, she's not talking to anyone. You understand? Keep reading.
And lie with her.
he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
Now, what does that mean? To lie with her. What's that talking about?
To have intercourse.
To have sex with her. To lie with a woman means to have sex with her. You understand? So in the world, we get to know that, well, we get taught that, you understand, getting on your knee and getting a ring and putting a ring on a woman's finger and signing a piece of paper, that is what actually makes you married. But according to the Bible, it says otherwise. You understand? It says when you go to spit game, which is what we do, you understand, which is what we do to this day all the time. Black people known for getting jabbed at for how well they spit game to a girl. You understand? If a dude just can't talk to women, what do we say? You ain't got no game. You understand? That's what we do. That's just the culture of black people. You know, I know brothers who spit game without even having the intention of being with a sister. They just what they say. I just want to see if I still got it.
Right.
I gotta see if I still got it. I've been out the game, but I still got it. You understand? But that's just what we do. That decision to humble her, then she becomes your wife. You understand? Which is what endowment, meaning you're gaining the property.
That's right.
You're gaining it. You understand? It's like you signed off on the paper, you signed the contract. Read that again from the top, all the way through.
Book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
Good. All right, drop that. Give me Genesis chapter 24, verse 67. We're going to get into the heavy stuff. Heavy stuff.
The book of Genesis, chapter 24, verse 67.
Uh-huh.
And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent.
Now, this scripture, if you go back and read the chapter of Genesis, chapter 24, you'll read that Abraham was getting very old. He was pretty much about to die at this time. He wanted to have a wife for Isaac, so Abraham sent his servant to go find a wife. But Abraham's wish or order was that you cannot find a woman from the land of Canaan. He didn't want a Canaanite to be a wife of Isaac because Canaan is where they were at. But he also said that Isaac can no longer go to my home where Abraham was raised, because Abraham said that the Lord told Abraham that he could not go back home. So Isaac couldn't go home to find a wife, nor could he find a wife where he was living at. So what he did was he sent his servant to go to Abraham's, where Abraham grew up at, to find a wife for him. And when he went, long story short, he found Rebecca, who was like the daughter of his cousin or brother or something like that. And they asked Rebecca if she would come to marry this brother. As a matter of fact, read up a little bit. What does 65 say? Verse 65.
Verse 65, for she had said unto her servant,
Mm-hmm.
What man is this?
Okay. So this is where they rode. You understand? They left the town that they was at. They rode to meet Isaac. When she rode, you understand, on the camels, because of course she never met Isaac before. She had no idea what Isaac looked like. But when she rode on the camels, you understand, after being paid, of course the servant gave her and the brothers, because the brother, at the time Rebecca's father was dead. You understand? Rebecca's father was dead, her brothers and her mother was still alive. So the brother took the role of the father. So we know in Israelite custom, you would go to the father to endow for that woman. You understand? To endow for her, for the daughter. And then whatever the father's agreement was, if you came to terms, whether it had been money, whether it had been servitude, whatever it was, you would agree to it, and then you would get the daughter in return. In this particular instance, the servant came. He gave them, I think, like bracelets, a few shekels, and just a few jewels, and they was cool with that. So Rebecca left. Now, when she got to where Isaac was, she's riding on her camels. She up top. She got her veil. She covered up, head covered up, and she sees Isaac. You understand? We keep reading.
Verse 66.
Read 65.
Right. Verse 65. For she had said unto her servant, What man is this that walketh in the field to meet us?
So now she's saying, "Oh, who is this?" Y'all have all seen that before. You understand? When you think you about to go on like a blind date or something, or your friend like, yo, sis, I got somebody for you. You understand? He's a wild brother. He fine. You understand? You gonna like him. And you like, all right, you understand? He said that about the last one. Last one was a white man. You understand? That's a joke. You understand? But she about to see Isaac, and she like, oh, hold on. Isaac out here looking like extra Tawab. You understand? Who is this? You understand? Keep reading.
And the servants had said, It is my master. Therefore, she took a veil and covered herself.
Right. Meaning, well, she was uncovered, but when she knew that it was Isaac, she had to cover herself, of course, because that was Israelite customs as well. But keep reading.
Verse 66. And the servant told Isaac all things that he had done. In verse 67, and Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent.
Now, if this isn't black people, if this isn't just Israelite customs, man, you understand the customs that we follow. You understand this is modern day. This is, you see a woman, the woman like you liking her, and what do? You understand? We take the woman to our mama house. Like, yo, my mama ain't home. You understand? You can come to my mama house real quick. And what happens?
They have sex.
You rocking, knocking the boots. You understand? That's what happens. You take her to your mama house, and that's what happens. So that's exactly what happened with Isaac and Rebecca. But keep reading.
Took Rebecca, and she became his wife. And he loved her, and Isaac was comforted after his mother's death.
Read that one more time from the top, so like it.
Verse 67, and Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, and took Rebecca, and she became his wife.
And he took Rebecca, and she became his wife. And again, we know, how did she become his wife? Because Isaac humbled her. They had sex with one another, which made Isaac her newlywed husband, or whatever you want to call it. You understand? Sex is marriage according to the Bible. Anyone else who has any explanation as to why sex is not marriage is just teaching you or giving you an excuse to be a whore. You understand? Getting a ring and a piece of paper and getting down on one knee does not make you married to that brother or that sister. You understand that? Now, drop that. Give me Deuteronomy 21 and 15. If anybody got any questions, raise your hand. We're going to run through this pretty quickly.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 21, verse 16.
15.
Verse 15.
Now, these are the scriptures everybody love. We love these scriptures. You understand? Can you read them?
If a man have 2 wives.
Man have what?
2 wives.
And if a man has sex with more than one woman, that other woman does not get thrown away. You understand that? That is a very huge misconception of Christianity that has plagued this earth, is that a man can only have one wife. That is not true. A man can have as many wives as he has sex with, and he has to deal with as many wives as he has sex with. Now, is it a law that you have to have more than one wife? No. Paul said he wished all men was like him and had no wives. Some brothers should not have wives. Some brothers in this school don't have wives and haven't had wives since I've known them in this school, and they ain't really looking for one. You understand? But then you got some brothers who got 4. Some brothers who got 1. You understand? But you cannot go about trying to, you understand, demonize the Lord. You can't demonize the truth of the Lord. And the truth of the Lord is that there's no sin against a man taking on more than one woman. It's not. Doesn't matter about, you understand, oh, as long as he paying my bills, he can have as many women as he wants. If that man is homeless, he can have all the other 6 homeless women under the bridge with him at one time.
Right.
And he ain't paying no bills.
Right.
You understand? You can't put, what's the word I'm looking for? You can't put, what is it, stigmatization, or what's the word I said earlier? I guess we'll go down. You can't put it, conditions is closest. So you can't put conditions. Restrictions is, I like conditions. But you can't put conditions on, you understand, the law of the Bible. You can't say, you can't smoke weed unless, you understand, it's not like that. The Bible says that a man can have more than one wife. It doesn't matter if he broke. It don't matter if he completely rich. It don't matter about none of that. The point is, that's the law of the Bible, man. And really, if you look at statistically how many men are on this earth compared to women, you would see that men are outnumbered. Like, what was the number? What, 7 to 1? You understand? And in most cases, like 7 to 1, there's always a lot more women than men. So if we went by the Christian ideology that a man should be with one woman and that's it, that would leave millions of women that don't have a man, or don't have no one to protect them. Don't have no one to help them, to give them children. Don't have no man to help raise them children. You understand that? So we got to start. You understand? We got to stop with these fake ideologies, man, and these fake religions, and believing that what Christianity taught us is the way that we're supposed to actually be, because that's a lie. And I tell you one thing: following after Christianity and that one wife nonsense will have you in a turmoil of trouble.
That's right.
You understand? You're gonna be in the turmoil of trouble, because when a woman believes that a man can only have one wife, everything that brother does is like the worst thing in the world.
Right.
I don't know if any of y'all been in one of them relationships, but good night. You understand? Every time my grandma called me, who? That's another woman. That's another woman. Who was that? You understand? Who was that? When if she would just understand, like, yo, calm down. You understand? I'ma love you forever. Don't worry about nobody. You gonna be too wild.
That's right.
It don't matter if I get another woman. You are going to be okay. So you can just be quiet and worry about the biscuits that you got burning in the goddamn kitchen.
That's right.
Over here worrying about my grandma calling me.
What?
You understand? And if a woman would take on that spirit where, you understand, where she didn't even care. You understand? She didn't give a damn about another woman and that aspect. You would realize that a man would probably one day look up and say, good night. I don't need another one. This woman right here is doing everything. You understand? Doing everything she's supposed to do, being nice and gentle and sweet, and cooks every morning. And cooking. And that cooking, you understand? A lot of y'all can't cook. You're trying to worry about a man getting another wife. We ain't trying to eat McDonald's for the rest of our life. You understand? But it's just the little things, man, stuff like that we got to learn to get back to. You understand? And men as the same, that, like people, we got to learn our roles back in Israel.
That's right.
The woman got to learn her role and the male got to learn his. And learning your role doesn't mean that you should abuse your power. You understand? Like a man in here should never threaten his woman or his wife with getting another wife because she's doing wrong. You should never vex her like that. You understand? Don't ever do that. Don't ever curse her out and say, you know what, I'm about to just go to my other rib house. You understand? Don't ever do that. Even if that's what you're about to do, you don't ever want to vex her like that. You understand? Treat her like a person. You understand? A woman in this school is not a goddamn slave. That's right. You understand? She's yours, man. You gotta treat her preciously, man. The women in here are the princesses to the Most High.
That's right.
You understand? You gotta treat them as such.
Well,
but at the same time, you can't allow a woman to usurp authority over you and then telling you that you can't have more than one princess. You understand? I can love my daughter to death.
Right.
I will protect and die for my daughter right now. My one daughter. Now, what if I have two?
Right.
Does that mean I can't protect and die for my daughters? What if I had 16 and they all across the country? Does that not mean that then I cannot do everything in my power to protect and live for my daughters? Well, it does not mean that. But we understand that. It's the same thing if you got multiple wives, man. If you got 4 wives, I protect and do everything that I need to do with all 4 of those wives. You understand? Read that one more time from the top.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 21, verse 15. If a man have 2 wives.
So now the Bible is about to give you a situation. You understand? If a man has 2 wives, you understand, and this is a problem that could happen to you. You understand? Keep reading.
One beloved and another hated.
So one of the wives you love. One of the wives is the Tawab wife. She cooking and cleaning and just being all Tawab and just beautiful and smelling all good and looking Tawab every day saying Khan out of one Khan. You understand? Shalom Yahweh Hashem Yahweh. You understand? She not just only doing it for the school. You understand? You're running to them a lot. You're running to the sisters who come into school and they Shalom Yahweh Hashem Yahweh. Khan out of one Khan. And then the second you step through your door, she, nigga this, nigga that. You need to go do this, you need to go do that. You understand? When you got one of them to wives, right? But then you got one that's hated. You got one that you really don't like. You like pleading for the Lord, like, yo, Lord, go fix this woman, man. You understand? Fix this sister, man. She acting like a dragon. Every time my phone rings, she trying to figure out who on the phone. You understand? She threatening to not cook no more. She like, I ain't cooking nothing for you. You understand? She just nagging and bickering and committing all kind of nonsense. You understand? That's just, nobody got time for nobody with. And the worst one is the one who don't want to go to counsel for it. The one who knows she causing you an issue or causing you trauma, and she don't care to even get it fixed. You understand? It's Shalom. Read that from the top.
If a man have two wives, one beloved and another hated, and they have borne him children.
Both of them got children. Both of them gave him sons, or in this case, it's going to be sons. Keep reading.
Both the beloved and the hated. And if the firstborn son be hers that was hated.
So now the firstborn, your first son comes from that woman that was a dragon, a monster, the one that you just like, man, I will kick this woman in the head the next time I see her. But that's a joke. You understand? But that woman is the one that gives you your firstborn son. Keep reading.
Verse 16. Then it shall be when he maketh his sons to inherit that which he hath.
So the inheritance of the father. Keep reading.
That he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn before the son of the hated.
Meaning just because you love that woman doesn't mean that you can give your inheritance to that son.
That's right.
You understand? You have to follow the law. And the law is your firstborn son, whether it's by the woman that's hated or whether even if you got a heathen wife. A lot of brothers will come into this school that are married, to a heathen. You may have married a white woman in the world. You understand? And you come in here and find out shit heathen. If you have a son by that white woman, even though, we know that that's still an Israelite son, you understand? Even if you get another wife that's a Judite, you understand, or from the 12 tribes of Israel in the school, you still got to make that firstborn son the son to inherit your inheritance.
That's right.
You still have to. You understand? You can't put stipulations on this Bible. It can't be about your feelings. It can't be about, I just feel this way. You understand? The Bible don't give a damn about how you feel. The Bible give a damn about order, man. Everything dealing with this truth is about order. And this is the order the Lord set up for us. Keep reading.
Before the son, okay, so like that.
No sweat.
Which is indeed the firstborn. Verse 17. But he shall acknowledge the son of the hated for the firstborn by giving him a double portion of all that he hath. For he is the beginning of his strength.
Right. Keep reading.
The right of the firstborn is his.
Read that one more time.
Verse 17. But he shall acknowledge the son of the hated for the firstborn by giving him a double portion of all that he hath. For he is the beginning of his strength.
Right.
The right of the firstborn is his.
Which is just telling you why. You understand? That firstborn son has to have that inheritance. That's the beginning of your strength. That's your firstborn. That's how the Lord set it up. If you keep reading to the scripture, go into if you keep going into the scripture, it'll tell you about, you understand, if you have a son that is just negligent or just won't listen to you at all, you understand, just a terrible son, you understand, then if you got one of those sons that are just stubborn like that, then you would take that son to the elders of the city. You understand? Pause it. Just turn it off. You would take that son to the elders of the city, and they would stone that son to death back in these times.
Right.
You understand? He would be killed to take away evil from the nation of Israel. You understand? But drop that. Give me Matthew 25:1.
The book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins.
Now, this is a parable by Christ. You understand? A lot of people want to say that with multiple wives things is unlawful. This is a parable of Christ. You understand? Why would Christ use this parable if it was unlawful? You understand? He's saying that the kingdom of heaven is likened unto 10 virgins. Keep reading.
But like,
which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom.
And went forth to meet the who?
The bridegroom.
It's not bridegrooms. This is 10 women going to meet the bridegroom.
That's right.
The one man. You understand? Now, who knows what the oil in their lamps are? Who can tell me what that is? You brothers especially should know this, because if you got a woman, you're gonna eventually bring out this scripture one day when you arguing back and forth. So you're gonna have to learn to break this down to her to like a science, because she will cut you. She will cut you. She say, "Nah, see, look, the lamp ain't this." You got to be able to tell her what the hell a lamp is. You got to know this metaphor. This is something that I knew I was gonna have to learn quick. Anybody want to take a shot? Young men, young tired men. Y'all know what the oil in the lamp is. Y'all been in this school long enough. No shots.
Take a shot. Could it be the law?
Mm-mm. I tell you what, let's read a little bit more. I'm not gonna give it to you. You're gonna figure it out. Let's read a little bit more. See if you can get it. Keep going.
And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish.
So 5 of these women were wise, and 5 were foolish. Keep reading.
They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them.
Now, the 5 that were foolish didn't take no oil with them. They're foolish. These are foolish women. These 10 women are here for the bridegroom. 5 of them are foolish and then take oil with them. What is the oil in that lamp? If you don't got it, just keep going. Show you a little bit more.
But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps.
So the wise took the oil. You understand? Keep reading.
Verse 5. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. So while they all asleep, you hear a cry. You hear, it's like Chris Brown and walk through the building. You understand? And one day just, Chris Brown. You understand? You hear the cry because they saying the bridegroom is here. You understand? They saying Officer Tabawan is here. You understand? He walking around. He up. Officer Mahaya is up. Young man Jakim is up. You understand? look at him. You know, to put you on the spot. You understand? But the bridegroom is walking around, so they saying, get up, get up. You understand? We got to go meet him. Keep reading. Then verse 7, then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And cut their lamps off. You understand? Keep going. Verse 8, and the foolish said unto the wise, give us of your oil, for our lamps are going out. So the foolish didn't have any oil, again, because they didn't bring any. So now they're asking for some oil, because they don't have any. I think I'm gonna just have to give it to y'all. Just go ahead.
It's a sacrifice?
It's close. That's very close. That's something that a woman in this school must learn to do if you want that husband. You understand? Like, imagine, like, women, what's some of y'all favorite celebrities? Like, just a man when you was 13, 15 years old, you was like, man, I want some R. Kelly. I don't know. What's y'all favorite celebrity? Who the man y'all like growing up? Michael Jackson? Sure. Nelly? You said Nelly? Nelly?
I'm not gonna come to everybody.
You can say Luther if you want. Who? LL Cool J? Hey, oh boy, killing sharks and shit. That's a lot here. You understand? But imagine how you would feel if LL Cool J just walked in here. You 17 years old, and LL Cool J just walks in the McDonald's, and you in the McDonald's. Imagine that feeling you have when you just like, whoa, you understand? It's my celebrity. This is the man. You shaking like, oh man, this is how these women felt when they seen that husband to be. This is, you understand? We hear stories all the time about groupies and stuff, right? Those groupies that are with these celebrities are willing to sacrifice everything just to be with that man. I'm gonna use Chris Brown for not right now because Chris Brown is probably the most relevant when it comes to this and talk about girls. Those girls who run after Chris Brown are willing to drop out of school. They're willing to quit their job. They're willing to be a slut. They're willing to do anything to even have the slightest chance of ever being even around Chris Brown, just to be around, just to be allowed to go in his house with other women there. They would do any, like if they say, yo, you got to snort a line of coke to come in here, they would do it. Never did drugs in their life, they would do it just to be around him. They will sacrifice and do anything. Now, of course, in here, we in the truth. You don't have to snort coke to get a brother in here. Right. Understand? You don't have to be a slut to get a brother in here. But the oil in that lamp was the work that those women were putting in to get that man.
That's right.
That was the work that they were doing, while the other five who didn't have the oil, they weren't putting in no work. You know what they wanted. Who can tell me what they wanted? Those other five. The five who was wise was putting in the work. They wanted that man. They wanted that bridegroom. The other five was not putting in work. What did they want?
Status.
Sleep with them.
Sleeping with them would have made them their husband. Sex is marriage, remember. What did those other five women want? They wanted their own man.
Right.
They wanted their own husband that they didn't have to share. That's what they wanted. They wanted the man to come like, oh, you are so beautiful. You know, I could make you my queen. You understand? You be me and you. We can go to the movies and get some popcorn. You understand? Put the butter on the popcorn. That's what they wanted. You understand? Same way women today are foolish. Foolish if you believe that your man does not have other women. You foolish. Like, you a fool if you believe that. You understand? Your man, it's natural, man. It's just not saying that every man has more than one wife, again. Right. But you're a fool if you allow that to cloud your judgment. Right. If you allow just the thought of your man having another woman to make you be a dragon towards your man, you're foolish. Right. And that's just the truth. You got to realize how many years have been here in America, and how many times have we seen breakups? What's that song say? Break up to make up. That's all we do. That's all we do. You understand? That's all we do here in America is we have sex with one another, we get with one another, and then we break up. You understand? It's almost like a timeline. Once you get on that first date, it's like the first date come, then the next step in your relationship is like the first argument. It's like, damn, that's the first argument. Now it's like, when we gonna have our first break? And then we had the first break, and then eventually it's gonna come to when we just gonna be done. That's the lifespan of relationships here in America. And most of the time it's because a man is dealing with another woman. Most of the time. You understand? You have your few instances where it's something different. But most of the time, let's be real, it's because a woman is going through his phone and found him liking pictures on Instagram. I don't know how many Facebook videos I gotta see of some nonsense or some dude liking pictures on Instagram or something, and the woman just going off on him. You understand? We got to understand that it's this way because that's the way the Lord made a man. You understand? A man is allowed to have more than one wife. we are built to be able to obtain, hold, and protect more than one woman. So we exercise that right. It's natural to us. It's natural to me. You understand? My wife can be listening right now. I'm gonna have more than one wife. I'm gonna do it. That's just me. I'm just Yarma. I don't know about Yanazar. I don't know about Mahayah. I know about me. You understand? But a woman, you gotta learn to come back to the Lord and to stop hating. You understand? Stop breaking up with your husband just because he dealing with another woman. Because at the end of the day, that don't mean that he's not loving you. Salaki, can you take his spot as a reader? Can you take his spot as a reader? Or brother, if you could, just finish that scripture. We're gonna finish this out. We run out of time.
Verse 9.
Uh-huh.
But the wise answered, saying, not so.
Now, so the wise is basically saying, no, you can't. You know, we're not gonna give you any of this oil. Meaning, this is all a metaphor, and you can use this metaphor as far as the truth as well. Meaning, when the truth is being brought into you, you'll see a lot of people who take the truth and they won't run with it. They'll take the truth and they'll say, you got those brothers like, man, I'll be in class, man. I'll be in class. And 2 weeks later, you'll be like, hey, brother, what happened? I thought you was coming to class. Man, I'm going to be there, man. Where's it at again? Okay, on Roxborough. I'm going to be in the next class, man. I'm going to be in the next class. You understand? But they rather just go play video games and stuff. You understand? Or go smoke weed. You can use this metaphor for them. You understand? They don't have the work in their lamps. You understand? They're not putting in the work to gain favor with the Most High. Keep reading.
Lest there be not enough for us and you.
So the ones who had the work is saying, at this point now, it's not enough for us and you. You understand? We can't help you anymore. You understand that? So imagine a woman who came in here, found the man of the Lord, had a man of the Lord, and left him because he was talking about multiple wives in that cult. And she left, right? She leaves and goes find a man in the world. She go finds a Christian man, a good old Christian man. And who knows, just maybe she goes through his phone and you would think it's such a surprise that, oh my God, she finds another woman in her Christian man's phone, as if everybody out here ain't been Christians this whole time. You understand? Or maybe she finds out that he's a goddamn homosexual, sleeping with men. You understand? And when she gets that, hey, Salaki, we gotta keep this closed out. When she sees that, you understand? Then she's gonna feel sorry for herself. Then she's gonna start to realize that, dang, I should have been working to get that one man. You understand? When she's getting beaten on, when that man is making her to be a drug dealer, or to cook up the coke and whip up the pot, you understand? Or to stand on some corner, or to make errands with you understand, whatever. Like that one music video with Nipsey Hussle was so disgusting. With Lauren London, what's that song called? That was, I think, Double Up. When Lauren London was supposed to be cooking up the dope for Nipsey Hussle, right? He was having her cook up the crack or whatever, and she was supposed to take it somewhere, but when she was on her route to take it, she got pulled over. But when she got pulled over, the cop didn't find it or something. So she looked at the crack and was like, yo, I almost went to prison, you understand, over this. And I think she threw it out the window and stopped talking to that man. But later on in life, she becomes like a realtor. She's showing a house, and she's showing like a mansion to the old boyfriend, to the drug dealer, Nipsey Hussle. And he like, stunting on her like, yeah, I'm gonna buy this house. And while she married to some other dude, who's selling him the house. And in the music video, it made her feel bad because she didn't stick around with the drug dealer. That's disgusting, because life don't work like that. Life is you go be with that drug dealer and you end up behind bars. Life is you be with that drug dealer and he doesn't make it to being a goddamn millionaire buying mansions. That's like a pipe dream. It doesn't happen. You understand? Even Nipsey Hussle didn't make it by selling drugs. You understand? He didn't make it by selling drugs. He make it because he making music. So why is he putting that out there? But women will believe that they can get that lifestyle by dealing with the dope boy. You understand? Until this happens, until it doesn't work. And they realize, I should have stayed with that coke member. I should have stayed with that brother who wasn't eating shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, that brother would have never put hands on me. That brother would have never lied to me. That brother would have never taught me to do anything that would have got me killed. That brother would have protected me with his life. You understand? When she realizes that, keep reading.
Verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
No, Salakia. Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you, but go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves.
He's saying, go get your own oil. You understand? Go do what you wanted to do. You understand? Go do your own work. Keep reading.
Verse 10. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came.
So when they went to go do whatever, the bridegroom came. You understand? Keep reading.
And they were ready went. They that were ready went in with him to the marriage.
Meaning those women got that one man. You understand? Don't think they did not go in there all together at once. They did not have no orgy party.
Right.
You understand? That's not what that's saying. But it's saying that those women got that one man. They became married to that one man. They got what they were working for. They were wise enough to stick through. He's in a cult. Oh, they talk about multiple wives, girl. You better not believe that nonsense. They were wise enough to stick through that and understand that this is a man of the Lord. Anything else out of here is doo-doo.
Right.
You understand? Any man up out of here other than that is doo-doo. Not saying that, you understand, your men out here is doo-doo, but they doo-doo. Understand? If they ain't in the truth, then they ain't doing. Understand? That's a metaphor for this truth. It's almost like Noah's Ark. When Noah was putting in that work to build that ark, and when that rain started coming down, and then it became real,
Right.
the ones who were foolish, they tried to come to the door, and the door was shut, and they died. That's because they were foolish.
Right.
They didn't want. They thought Noah was crazy. They thought Noah was in a cult.
Right.
He believing after some most high. You understand? Some God or something like that. Why we can't just smoke weed and party? Well, then, just like them punches will start raining down on you one day, sis.
Right.
You'll be one day trying to fend for your life with this man who got an alcohol problem.
Right.
And you won't have brothers in the school. You won't have family. You won't have men that you can call to, have counsel with. You won't have counsel.
Right.
You can go pay the white man for his white counsel. I'm sure ain't gonna get no free counsel from the men of the Lord.
Right.
You won't have it. The door will be shut. I hope you got a floaty. That's coming. You understand? Keep reading.
Afterward came also the other virgins.
So the other ones came back.
Saying, Lord, Lord, open to us.
So they saying, come, let us go. Look, I done left. I done had 6 kids by this dude named Jerome. You understand? But I learned my lesson. I left my brother in the school. He was too wild to me. You understand? The issues that I had with him, I'd rather have those issues than to deal with this crap. Right. Out here, I done been arrested twice. You understand? I caught my man sleeping with another man, Lord. Lord, please just let me back into your life. I don't want to ever deal with this no more. You understand? Let's see what happens. Keep reading.
But he answered and said, Verily, I say unto you, I know you not.
I know. It's happened before.
Right.
It's happened right now. You understand? It's going to happen. This type of story is going to continue to happen. You understand? Until the sisters just learn to just be wise, man. You got to learn to just come. You understand? The women in here are not in here because they're happy about their man having other women. That's not why they're in here. My man can have more than one wife. Or you can't eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. We can't do stuff that we used to do. They're not in here for this. The brother's not in here for the stuff they can't do.
Right.
You're in this classroom because you love the Lord with all your heart.
That's right.
And because you love the Lord with all your heart, you're willing to sacrifice what you want. You're willing to sacrifice your desire, what you feel is right. You understand? For the Lord. Keep reading. Finish that on 13.
Verse 13. Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh.
Meaning, you don't know, like, you don't know. It's like, yeah, it's a YouTube channel. This type of I.S.U.P.K. Durham should be up on YouTube. But it's read it one more time.
Verse 13. Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh.
Meaning you don't know. Like, you may leave a brother in the school and you may have a boyfriend that's halfway to wild. You know what I'm saying? You may be sitting here thinking like, man, look at them talking about, man, you know, beating on me. It ain't never happened. You don't know when the Lord is gonna give you that judgment. You understand? You can run drug errands for your boyfriend 200 times and never get in trouble. You can be rocking the latest Prada, Balenciaga, red bottles, all that. You be living a nice life, passing by the school, and your new Mercedes Benz that your drug dealer boyfriend bought you, like, look at them. And to think I was with one of them. You never know when that judgment gonna come. You never know when the Lord is like, you know what? That sis had multiple times. That sis had multiple opportunities. Go ahead and send them police after her next time she's making a drug trade.
Right.
Understand? Send alcoholism to her, send the spirit of alcoholism to her husband. You understand? And let this man beat on her because you understand, you ain't want to listen to the Lord. You never know when the Lord, because the Lord is a creator of good and evil. So you never know when he gonna send that evil upon you.
That's right.
When you sitting up here committing all kinds of atrocities and wickedness because of your own feelings, you understand? That's just disgusting. But drop it, because we run out of time. We're going to get into this Thanksgiving thing real quick, man. Unless anybody got any questions on that. Double line, I'm going to need you. Y'all, I need y'all to stand still for 1 second. But I need this up on the screen. I think it's HDMI 2, if I'm not mistaken. And can someone turn that light? Is that light on in the bathroom? Or is someone in there? Okay, all right, that's good. We're gonna get into this Thanksgiving, man. Should be. Brother, in the meantime, give me Jeremiah 10, verse 1. It's still not in there?
I got it.
Hold on 1 second. You see where it's at? It says 2.
It says, it's like I'm on the This is HDMI, that's one.
We got too much. And no, we gotta limit that. We gotta stop that. Cap is here to not go. No sweat. You just have to see up here. Maha, y'all take over Shamar. You just read it from here. Just come up beside me. Any of y'all made that turkey for tomorrow? Sister guilty is back. Guilty as charged. She got it roasting right now. Ready to go back. That's a joke on this one. All right, we're going to get into this Thanksgiving, man. Read that scripture for me, young man.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, Learn not the way of the heathen.
Learn not the way of the heathen. Of course, we've always been accustomed to going after the customs of the so-called heathen, man. Wherever we went, whatever nation we was under, we love to take on the customs of those people. And of course, the Lord did not want us to do that. Keep reading.
And be not dismayed at the sign of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
And reading all into the blood moon and the stars and the constellations and the things that's going on. You understand what all them Pan-Africanism people like to do. You understand? They love to go outside, look at the moon while they smoking a blunt, and then, and then say, people gonna be crazy tonight. I should stay off the street. I should stay off the street, man. The moon looking bloody. You understand? I probably shouldn't go to the liquor store today. You understand? Don't be dismayed at that stuff, man, because that's for the heathen. Keep reading.
Verse 3. For the custom of the people are vain.
For the customs of the people are vain. What does that mean? What does vain mean? True.
Useless.
Useless, foolish. Exactly. Customs of the people are vain. The things that these people do in this country or this captivity, it doesn't mean anything. You understand? Keep reading.
For the custom of the people are vain, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest. The work of the hands of the workmen with the axe.
What does this sound like? For the customs of the people are vain, for one cutteth a tree out of a forest. The work of the hands of the workmen with an axe. Remember, we talking about these holidays that we celebrate here in America. What does that sound like? Sis?
Cutting down a tree for Christmas.
Christmas. That's exactly what it's talking about. Understand? Keep reading.
Verse 4. They deck it with silver and gold.
They deck it with silver and gold. Keep reading.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not.
Now, when Nimrod died, his mom, I forget his name, wanted to keep rulership. You understand? So she said that the evergreen tree, you understand, because it was green all year, it had Nimrod's spirit in it. Now, they fastened it with nails because they taught that if you did not put gifts under the tree, then the bottom of the Christmas tree, nowadays they usually have like stances for them. But back in the day when you just cut them out, you had to nail it down because of the feet. You would nail the nails into the feet of the tree. And they would say that if you didn't put the presents under the tree, that it would walk and kill you. That the spirit of Nimrod will make that tree walk and it would kill you if you didn't put presents under the tree. You understand? Which is why, keep reading. Verse 5.
They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must need to be born, because they cannot go.
They must need to be born, meaning it's not born, meaning it can't do anything. The tree can't do anything. It's just a stupid tree. You understand? Keep reading.
Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil.
Be not afraid of them. Don't be believing in no nonsense like if you don't put presents under this tree, it's going to walk and kill you. It's not. It cannot do evil. Keep reading.
For they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good.
And in putting presents, it's not going to bring prosperity into your life neither. It's not going to help you. It's just a tree. You understand? Look at it for what it is. Keep reading.
Verse 6. For as much as there is none like unto thee, O Lord, thou art great, and thy name is great in might.
All right, drop that. Now we're going to get into the history of Thanksgiving a little bit. Understand? Just to give you a little backdrop of exactly what Thanksgiving is, because a lot of our people don't know. And of course, a lot of our people are Christians. And like I say all the time, Christians are children. Christians don't care to know, just like a child does not care. Child doesn't give a damn about where this milk is coming from. The child doesn't care about what is in the air that it breathes. A child doesn't care about how the clothes got on his back, nor does it care about what the clothes is made out of. All it knows is that it feels good, it's warm, and it's happy. That's all a child knows. And like a Christian, they don't care about what Christmas is really about. They don't care about what Thanksgiving is really about. They don't care about what Black Friday is really about. All they know is that it's warm, it feels good, it makes them happy, and so they do it, just like a child. You understand? So read that with me one time. On the top.
Come. The real story of Thanksgiving. Most of us associate the holiday with happy pilgrims and Indians sitting down to a big feast. And that did happen once. The story began in 1614 when a band of English explorers sailed home to England with a ship full of Patuxet Indians bound for slavery.
So this is about, you understand, about like I forget the number, but I think it was like 1,000. Indians was sailed. You understand? Keep reading.
Come on. They left behind smallpox, which virtually wiped out those who had escaped.
All of them who got the smallpox was killed. You understand? And that was done on purpose. They left this disease on purpose to kill those Native American Indians. Keep reading.
By the time the Pilgrims arrived in Massachusetts Bay, they found only one living Patuxet Indian, a man named Squanto, who had survived slavery in England and knew their language.
Keep reading.
He taught them to grow corn and to fish.
So of course, it was more than just him, but the Native American, he was the one that they named. But the Native American Indians, all throughout the history of the Pilgrims and the white people coming over here, have taught the white man how to fish, taught the white man how to grow corn, taught the white man how to use the buffalo, how to survive here in America. Keep reading.
And negotiated a peace treaty between the Pilgrims and the Wampanoag Nation.
And the Native American Indians and the so-called white man negotiated hundreds of peace treaties. Of course, we know, being in the truth, that not one of them was ever kept.
Right.
Always offended by the so-called white man. You understand? Keep reading.
At the end of their first year, the Pilgrims held a great feast honoring Squanto and the Wampanoags. But as word spread in England about the paradise to be found in the New World, religious zealots called Puritans began arriving by the boatload. Finding no fences around the land, they considered it to be in the public domain.
Just like the white man, you understand? He seen no fences. Even if he did see fences, he wouldn't give a damn. But you understand? He saw this land, and he saw fit to conquer it. You understand? Keep reading.
Don't come. Joined by other British settlers, they seized land, capturing strong young natives for slaves and killing the rest.
So just because they don't see fences. Like, how simple is that? Because they don't see fences, even if they see people, you understand, they seize the land and take over the land. You understand? Keep reading.
But the Pequot Nation had not agreed to the peace treaty Squanto had negotiated, and they fought back.
Meaning, this tribe didn't know anything about, you understand, no peace treaty that what's his name again?
Squanto.
That Squanto had set up. So when the white man was in there, they started to fight back. Because of course you see this white man coming into your territory, you see him coming into your land, you're like, yo, what the hell is you doing? You understand? He trying to set up his own cities and his own houses in the land that you farm at. You understand? Keep reading.
The Pequot War was one of the bloodiest Indian wars ever fought.
Keep reading.
In 1637, near present-day Groton, Connecticut, over 700 men, women, and children of the Pequot tribe had gathered for their annual Green Corn Festival, which is our Thanksgiving celebration. In the pre-dawn hours, the sleeping Indians were surrounded by English and Dutch mercenaries.
So during the so-called Thanksgiving celebration, you had 700 American Indians, Native American Indians, who were sleeping in tents, you understand, after having their festival. At the same time, the white man decided to have his Thanksgiving dinner, you understand? But they surrounded the tents of the Native American Indians, keep reading,
who ordered them to come outside.
who told them to come out. You understand? Told the Native American Indians to come out. Remind you that these white people are they're illegal aliens on this land.
Right.
And they're ordering these people who have been here for hundreds of years to come out of their homes. Keep reading.
Those who came out were shot or clubbed to death.
Those who came out died. You understand? This is just a little bit of the history behind that turkey. When you celebrate that Thanksgiving, you are spitting on the graves of these Native American Indians that died. You understand? You spitting on you resurrecting the conquering, you understand, of the so-called white man conquering this nation from the Native American Indians. Like initially you're saying to hell with them and to uplift the so-called white man.
Right.
When you sit there and sweat and cook that turkey and stress, you understand, and sacrifice. You want to talk about sacrifice. Women make sacrifices this time of the year, so many sacrifices this time of the year, just to do this. Read that one more time from where? 700.
Okay. Over 700 men, women, and children of the Pequot tribe had gathered for the annual Green Corn Festival, which is our Thanksgiving celebration. In the pre-dawn hours, the sleeping Indians were surrounded by English and Dutch mercenaries who ordered them to come outside.
Good night. You understand? Can you read it?
Those who came out were shot or clubbed to death, while the terrified women and children who huddled inside the longhouse were burned alive.
Good night. Good night. Like when you hear about wars, they usually kill the men and save the women and children as slaves and servants. They didn't even have that much respect for these savages. You understand? They burned them Native American Indian babies. Them 2-year-olds, the newborn babies crying, looking for a breast to suckle on. The mothers, the elderly, the old men and women, you understand, who could barely walk. The decrepit ones, the ones who couldn't hear, blind people who couldn't even see what was going on. All they felt was heat from their tents being burnt on fire and them next thing you know being burnt alive. And you're going to sit here and tell me that you really want to sit there and celebrate Thanksgiving. You really going to sit here and sweat over a stove, creating the biggest meal you ever going to create all year over this stinking holiday. Is this what the nation of Israel has come to? Is this what we are? You understand? To say just to hell with the Native American Indians. Even if the Native American Indians wasn't our brother. You understand? To be so wicked in the fact that we could celebrate anything so atrocious like that. That should go to show you how wicked the white man is.
What?
How much of a devil he really is. That he can celebrate this. Not pick a new celebration, but blatantly celebrate this in your face and then make you do it too. You understand? This is where the sacrifice has to come. This is where the oil has to be in your lamp. You have to endure going downstairs and not eating no turkey, and not getting no mashed potatoes and collard greens and yams and whatever, ham, whatever they said. We said banana pudding. You got to endure not eating these things. You have to make that sacrifice for the Lord. You got to make that sacrifice for your brothers, man. You got to. This is disgusting, man.
That's what.
This is like, if you got any kind of heart for your people, then this should damn near make you almost want to cry.
That's what.
You understand? We love to forget about our people so much because the nation of Israel, we lack a thing called nationhood. We lack what the Jewish community has. We lack what the white man has and what the Chinese people have. They have it. They know what it feels, though. You see it on the movies. The White House gets blown up. All the white people just heart attack. Don't got no family members in the White House. But they know what it feels for their people to die. We don't know what it feels like. You understand? I watched that movie. What's that movie with Nat Turner, about Nat Turner?
Birth of a Nation.
Birth of a Nation. I watched that movie, Birth of a Nation, and I was damn near in tears. You understand? Because when you attach yourself back to your people, you put yourself in their shoes, man, and you realize that those were little babies. Those were little girls, just like her, running around in a tent while their fathers get sent outside, you understand, to be slaughtered to death. Just for her to be next. So when you go back into the world and you looking at your families and they bashing you for not celebrating Thanksgiving and not giving a damn about Christmas and all that, whatever other holiday that the white man has, You understand? You should look at them like you are disgusting.
That's right.
You understand? Like you make me sick to my goddamn stomach. That's what you do. That's what you do. That's what you should say. That's what I would say. I don't know about you. That's what I would say. Would you say Thought One earlier today?
What you mean?
I'm just a mean guy. I'm just a mean
God,
guy.
yeah. That's what they say.
I just don't give a damn. I love my people a lot more, and I love this truth more than anything. You understand? But if you have any compassion on your people, you will not celebrate Thanksgiving. You will not celebrate Christmas. You will not celebrate Valentine's Day or the 4th of July or Independence Day. You will not celebrate anything that the white man has to offer, man, because the white man has always killed you to get it. To get Independence Day, the white man slaughtered your people to get. To have, give me the next article for this so-called Black Friday, because Black Friday is not getting off the hook. You understand? Let's go here.
Jump on. You start reading?
Yeah, go ahead.
Jump.
We got 10 minutes.
Does Black Friday originate from slave trading?
This is something I didn't even know till not too long ago. Keep reading.
It was the day after Thanksgiving when slave traders would sell slaves for a discount to assist plantation owners with more helpers for the upcoming winter.
So when you go and you going into the these stores, man, you going to Black Best Buy for Black Friday shopping in Walmart, and you killing each other and trampling over each other and being unbrotherly and wicked, you're not realizing that Black Friday started when they used to sell you at a discount. You were the product that was being sold for Black Friday, and it happened on the day after Thanksgiving. You understand? This is how wicked the white man is, that he won't even change the damn day. He will leave it the same way and spit in your face and say, yeah, I sold you on Black Friday, and you are going to go out and buy on Black Friday. You understand? Keep reading.
Don't come. Black Friday is the term for the phenomenon that takes place in the U.S. on the day after Thanksgiving. Thursday, when millions of consumers who get the day off from work or school crowd into stores for what is traditionally considered the beginning of the Christmas shopping season. In recent years, the myth has surfaced that gives a particularly ugly twist to the tradition, claiming that back in the 1800s, Southern plantation owners could buy slaves at a discount on the day after Thanksgiving.
And you gotta understand, for the white man, it's like the perfect marketing strategy. You have a consumer, and you own the product. You have the slaves. The consumer needs the slaves to do what? To gain funds, to gain revenue, to do what? To continue to buy more slaves. Because if the white man on the plantation goes broke, then your slave trade, it comes to an end, because he won't have the money to buy slaves. So what is the best way to boost the repertoire or to boost the spirits for people to continue to buy slaves? You have a discount. You have a Black Friday. You have one day out of the year where people can go and buy things at a discount, so it'll boost them. You understand? Make people feel good. Like, I'm gonna keep working all hard all year. You understand? They can never get the curved TVs, but on Black Friday, you're gonna get your spirit boosted because it's gonna go on discount for 30% off. That's what they did with you. You understand? They sold you on discount so that the plantation owners can go put you to work and make them rich again, just so next year they can do it all over again. You understand? Now, not telling you because, of course, we're in slavery. You understand? If I see something for the school that we can get and it's on 75% discount, of course, you understand, take advantage of the price. But you got to understand that when we're doing these things in America, when we participating in these events, you got to know the true history behind it. You got to know that it's so stupid and idiotic to go and trample over another brother or sister for something that has a history as disgusting as this. You understand that? You got to be able to teach your families these things, man. When they come to Black Friday shopping, man, and this Thanksgiving holiday, this holiday time, this spirit, it's nothing thankful about it. Everything about this time of the year is so wicked. It's so disgusting. You understand? And it has so much of a hold on our people that, like, you can see it. You can see this time of the year when people start putting up the lights. This time of the year, all of a sudden, your family want to get together. All of a sudden, your family, oh, you know, I know you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but, you know, I just thought that, you know, we could come together and just sit by the fireplace. Where the hell was you at 2 months ago? Why couldn't you sit by the fireplace with me 2 months ago? You understand? Why couldn't we have a dinner 2 months ago? Turkey tastes the same all year. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. If you make turkey, cranberry sauce.
Right.
Ask this nigga. He know. Cranberry sauce tastes the same in March as it does in November, doesn't it?
I don't know.
It tastes the exact same. You understand? You can make the same food in March, and it's gonna be the same thing. You understand? But we so much indulge into these lies, man, that we can't even see past our own wicked minds, man, that we gotta celebrate this Thanksgiving. Is there any more on that?
Boss.
All right. Why? We're gonna end off on this. All right, brother, give me Isaiah 36:6. And then you get me Jeremiah 46:15. Come.
I got it.
All right, read that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 36, verse 6. Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed.
Lo, this is talking about us. We trust in the staff of this broken reed. We trust in the so-called white man here in America. Understand? When you trust on the staff, what do you trust in that staff to do? That's
Hold you up.
hold you up while you're walking. That's what a staff's supposed to do. Is what a cane is. But it's saying that you're trusting on the staff of a broken reed. The reed of a staff is like the grip. It's like the handle, which you would hold when you're walking. Because the staff is broken, of course, it's not, you know, it's like, imagine a jagged stick. You understand? Like a stick, and I just like cut the top of it off, and it's like all jagged and pointy at the top. You understand? Keep reading.
On Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it.
I was saying on Egypt, but again, remember, Egypt and America is synonymous with one another. Who knows why? Why does Egypt and America go hand in hand?
Because we were in captivity in both places.
Because it's both synonymous with us being in slavery. That's why on your dollar bills you have the pyramid and the obelisk and the Washington monuments to match the pharaohs, you know, the Sphinx and all of that stuff. It's built just like Egypt. You understand? Keep reading.
It will go into his hand.
So when you trust in the reed of America, when you trust in the staff of America, when you put your trust in the white man, that reed is going to go into your hand, meaning it will pierce you. It'll hurt you. When you trust in the white man's philosophy and his religion, it hurts you as a people. It's been hurting us as a people. You trust that, you know, you should be going to Black Friday shopping and all of this. And then you get murdered because you stepped on somebody's shoes. You trust that you're supposed to be celebrating Christmas and Thanksgiving, and you get robbed because, you understand, you outside too late at night with your groceries in hand. You trusting on the white man, man, and the white man's way is going to destroy you.
That's right.
It's going to hurt you. You understand? Keep reading.
So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him.
So Pharaoh will be king of Egypt to all that trust in you. You understand? Black people love to say that Donald Trump is not what?
Already said.
Yeah, but more so, literally, he's not what? Literally, he is, but they say he's
king.
The president.
Yeah.
Black people love to say that Donald Trump ain't my president. You understand? But Donald Trump is your king. Christ ain't your king. Because when you out here celebrating Thanksgiving and Halloween and Christmas, you're not celebrating what Christ taught you. You celebrating what Donald Trump's people taught you. You celebrating the same holidays that Donald Trump, even though he's such a racist,
Right.
y'all one and the same.
Right.
because you celebrate the same he's celebrating. What do you do differently than Donald Trump? What do people in the world do differently than Donald Trump? What? Donald Trump liked Christmas, I'm sure. He liked Thanksgiving. I'm sure tomorrow he about to have a hell of a time at the White House. And you're going to have a hell of a time at your house.
Come. But matter of fact, I think he just came out and said, because there's people who say, oh, we should change the name of Thanksgiving because it's like the reality of it is so gruesome and bloody and violent and vicious.
He said that?
He didn't say that.
Oh.
He mentioned that people are saying that, and he came out and said, I don't give a damn. We're going to keep it Thanksgiving because I love Thanksgiving, as it is.
And you know what you're going to do? You're going to say, yes, sir, and you're going to love Thanksgiving.
That's right.
With him. You understand? Because you trusting in his staff, man, you trusting in America is making that white man your king.
That's right.
You making him your God. You understand? When you should read what you got.
Yeah. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 46, and verse 15. Why are they valiant men? Come. Why are thy valiant men swept away?
And where are the men? Where are the men who will step up to stand against this oppression? Where are the men who will stand against our people celebrating Thanksgiving and Christmas and Halloween and birthdays and Valentine's Day? Where are the men? Where are the violent men? Valiant men. Can you read them?
They stood not because the Lord did drive them. Verse 16. He made many to fall. Yea, one fell upon another. And they said, arise, and let us go again to our people.
And let us go again to who?
To our people.
To our who?
To our own people.
There you go. Not Donald Trump. You understand? Not the so-called white man and his holidays. Saying, let us go again to our own people, man. Let us come back together with our own heritage and our own culture. Can you read it?
And to the land of our nativity. From the oppressing sword.
From the oppressing sword. You understand? We gotta fight. We gotta combat against these devices that the white man set up for us to continuously oppress us. You think that the holiday times is something that's good and fine and dandy, when this time is going to oppress you. This time is going to oppress the hell out of you. You understand? Because you're gonna have children who's expecting them gifts. You understand? Men, how many brothers is gonna be having to work, to sell double time on them corners to get the money to buy gifts for his girlfriend's children that's not even his children, because if he don't get the gifts, she gonna blah 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 her way into another man who got the money for the gifts. How many times you seen that happen? A man going out here robbing and murdering because he don't have, he don't have the means or the funds to be able to keep up with the so-called white man and his holidays. We gotta stop. You understand? Standing for this, man. We seeing the white man living his holidays up. He buying his women that they at the football arenas, you understand, with boxes, letting the boxes fall down, and it's like a brand new pink Escalade in there with a red bow tie on it.
Right.
You got to stop looking at that. What the scriptures say? Do not envy thy oppressor.
That's
man.
right.
You can't envy that. You got to look at that. You got to look at that on TV and say, the white man is the devil.
That's right.
You understand? And we shouldn't be sitting here, we shouldn't be so selfish to want, well, I wish my man had enough money to buy me a pink Escalade and wrap it up in a big ass box and put it in the middle of a goddamn football arena and with a bow tie on it. You should be praying this holiday season, you should be praying that the Lord come and destroy the so-called white man.
Right.
So that you can have all of those things.
That's right.
You should be praying that the white man go into slavery so that I'm gonna have me an Escalade then. You understand? I'm gonna have all of the Ford.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go straight to the Ford dealership and open the door like, yeah. You understand? All the Ford, them people who build them Ford cars in dealerships, they're gonna be on my plantation. You understand? And they're gonna serve me like my people have served them.
That's right.
For hundreds of years.
Right.
And they're gonna serve me building me Mustangs.
That's right.
You understand? I want the biggest, fastest, loudest Mustang you can build me right now. Go. You understand? And get one for double one too.
Right.
And for all my sisters. You understand? That's what you should be praying for, man. You shouldn't be envying wanting no goddamn mistletoe under the tree, man. That's so vain, man. It don't mean a goddamn thing, man.
Right.
I pray for my people to be free. I pray for my people to stop killing one another, man. And I damn sure pray for my people to stop allowing this white man to be our God over here in this captivity. That's called America. All right, read that one more time.
Come
As a
on.
matter of fact, we're going to end on good night. Give me Proverbs 1 and 22.
Come. The book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 22. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity?
How long will you simple ones? So lock it. I don't celebrate these holidays because they're all man-made holidays. Most High in Christ, you shouldn't celebrate the holidays because the Lord, it's a sin against the Lord.
That's right.
Understand? It's a sin against the Lord to celebrate these holidays, and the man who made these holidays killed your people to make it.
That's right.
Understand? But keep reading, read that one more time.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 22. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity?
How long will you be so simple sitting up in the Christian church? How long will you be so simple sitting up in the Muslim mosque? How long are you going to be so simple, man? Loving the simple things of life. Loving just smoking weed. Loving just what makes you feel good. You understand? How long is this going to be the nation of Israel as being simple? You understand? You ever called somebody simple before? You know why you called them simple? It's the same reason a Christian is simple when he's celebrating Thanksgiving.
What?
It's the same exact reason. Because you just don't know anything. Like you're not wise enough to make the slightest judgment of anything. Like you can't handle the smallest matter, let alone trying to fix the nation of Israel. You understand? Read that one more time.
And the book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 22. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity?
You understand? We got to learn to not be simple. You understand? As brothers in the nation of Israel, we got to learn to stop being simple. As women in the nation of Israel, we got to learn to stop being simple and loving the ways of this world. Give me love not the world. Well, love the world. So I can come.
This is 1 John 2 verse 15. So
And then, brother, we're going to end on this one, but give me Amos 5 and 14. So I missed that one.
the book of 1 John, chapter 2 and verse 15. Love not the world.
Love not the world. You understand? The Christians will love to tell you, you understand that the Bible says in John 3:16 that for God so loved the world. You understand? So God loved everything and everybody, meaning God loved white people, God loved Chinese people, God loved African people. You understand? But this here is saying something different. If John 3:16 say for God so loved the world, why is this saying? Keep reading.
Love not the world.
Love not the world. You understand? Who can tell me why? What is that saying? Anybody? So anybody, this brother been on it. You understand? This brother been in the truth, coming in here diligently, and now he know every goddamn answer to every question.
What?
That's good though. Young man in the back. I seen with the yellow hoodie. You gonna guess it? Why is Christ saying, why is the Bible saying love not the world? But your Christian pastor taught you that God love everybody.
Because he loves us all equally.
But he said, read it one more time. You said he loves us all equally, right? But the Bible's saying what? Read it one more time.
The book of 1 John, chapter 2 and verse 15. Love not the world.
The Bible, he's saying to love not the world. Meaning don't love the world.
We still brothers and sisters, but we probably don't love each other.
I mean, that's true. That's not my answer, but that's true. We all brothers and sisters, blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians are brothers and sisters, and we don't love each other because of the things that's in the world. But is there anybody else who want to take a shot before I give it to Giannis off? But he come with the perfect answer. Sis?
Because he only loves his people.
Right. He only loves his own people. But read it one more time.
Come. Love not the world.
Love not the world. What is the world? Sis.
Isn't the world just the society?
The world is an age or society. You understand? This age of society teaches us that we're supposed to love Thanksgiving, that we're supposed to celebrate Christmas and worship the so-called white man and his name, so-called Jesus Christ. Christ is saying, don't love that world. You understand? Keep reading.
Neither the things that are in the world.
Neither the things that are in the world. The things that are in this world is homosexuality. Understand? Drug addiction. You know, alcohol, being a drunkard. You understand? Going to the Christian church. These are the things that's in this world. That's why when Christ said, you understand, when you come into the truth, he pull you from out of the world. You understand? Meaning you separate yourself from the things that's in the world. Since you had something?
Yes.
Okay, all right, no sweat. Keep reading.
If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
If you love what's going on in America, you love blacks, Hispanics, and Asians dying. You love Thanksgiving, even though it's dealing with the slaughter of your people, then the love of the Father is not in you. You understand? Read that last scripture. We're going to end on this.
The book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 14. Seek good and not evil, that ye may live.
Keep reading.
And so the Lord, the power of hosts, shall be with you, as ye have spoken. Verse 15. Hate evil.
Hate the evil.
Hate the evil. And love the good.
Hate the evil and love the good. You understand? Keep reading.
And establish judgment in the gate.
And establish judgment in the gate. Keep going.
It may be that the Lord, the Most High of hosts, will be gracious unto the remnant of Joseph.
Keep reading. Verse 16.
Verse 16. Therefore, the Lord thy power of hosts, the Lord saith thus, wailing shall be in all streets.
Wailing shall be in all streets. You understand? This is just like that metaphor that Christ gave in Matthew, where when the women didn't have the oil in their lamp, and he said, no man knows when the Son of Man it's time for the Son of Man. You understand? So now we're going to get into what's going to happen in that day. Keep reading.
And they shall say in all the highways, alas, alas, and the husbandmen to the mourning.
Meaning they're going to be crying in the street. You understand? They're going to be wailing mourning in the street. They're going to be calling into your husbands. You understand? Your drug dealer husband who was selling drugs and had you selling drugs. You're not going to be calling to a priest and prophet of the Lord. Of course, in here, and then when the day of the Lord come back, we're going to be sitting back, you understand, up in them chariots.
Right.
We're going to be sitting like when World War III rumors start to happen, we don't run and like chickens with our heads chopped off.
That's right.
And here we are like, stop wanting to pass me that. Right. So that's what we doing here. But you to go be with that man out there, Dre or Junior, you understand? You will be terrified for your life with him. You will be terrified with this. He gonna be looking at his little 38 pistol like this. I don't know what we about to do. Hey, you still got that gram? Shit, we might as well roll up the gram and smoke that. Cause I don't know what's about to happen. And you're gonna die out there with him. You understand? But in here, we not fearful of this day. You understand? Keep reading.
And in all vineyards shall be wailing, for I will pass through thee, saith the Lord.
Keep reading, verse 18.
Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord.
Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. Them Christians in that Christian church screaming for Christ to come back. They screaming. They knocking on the door. What they say on Friday? Are you ready for Jehovah's return? Because if you not, I got some slam the door. That's exactly what I did. He might have been an Israelite. Right. Just slam the door in the face. What the hell is you ready for Christ's return? That's what he should have said. You understand? Keep reading.
To what end is it for you?
Because what does it mean for you? You at my door waking me up while I'm trying to eat some Cheerios, talking about are you ready for Christ's return? Are you ready for Christ's return?
Because to what end does that, what does that mean for you when Christ get back? That's what you should ask yourself. You celebrating Thanksgiving and you celebrating Halloween and Christmas, and you smoking all the weed you can smoke, and all the tattoos you can get, eating all the pork, shrimp, crab, lobster you can have. You understand? There's shame in the Lord's name, but yet you calling on him to come back. As if it's a tad bit disappointed that you didn't do what he told you to do. You understand? Just a little bit, or maybe a lot. You understand? Maybe filled with anger and vengeance. Maybe he'll be that way.
Right.
You understand? I don't know. Let's see what the scripture says. Keep reading. Hallelujah. It's not that. It's not. You understand? We're getting it straight out the Bible. Keep reading.
And not light.
It's not light. Keep reading.
Verse 19, as if a man did flee from a lion.
This is what the day of the Lord is. You understand? As if, imagine you walking, right? You walking in the street. This is what the day of the Lord is. You walking in the street and a goddamn lion jumps out of the blue. And he about to eat you. Like you, a lion, you in Durham, North Carolina, in downtown Durham. You in downtown Durham, and a goddamn lion jumps out. You're like, what the hell is this? Oh, I ain't even smoked today. And a lion jumps out. You understand? Keep reading.
And a bear met him.
Read it from the top, verse 8, verse 19.
As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him.
And you run away from the lion. You see the lion, you turn around, you take off running. And then the bear jumps out. Damn, yo, look what's going on, Jumanji?
Right.
Goddamn Jumanji in this dirt.
Right.
You understand? That's what the day of the Lord is. You running, you think you're getting away from one terrifying thing just to run into another one. Keep reading.
Or went into the house.
Or you made it into the house. You got rid of the lion. You made a left. Hit the corner from the bear. You went into the house. You like, bust the door down, turn around, lock. You like, what the hell just happened? What just happened, yo? Keep reading.
And leaned his hand on the wall.
You leaned your hand on the wall. You're so tired. You're like, call somebody. Whew, man. I feel like King David. You understand? Keep reading.
And the serpent bit him.
Goddamn. Good night. You like run from one bad thing to the next just to think you made it safe. Just to get bit by a snake. You understand? While you resting on the wall. You understand? That's what the day of the Lord is, man.
That's right.
Verse 20.
Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light?
Uh-huh.
Even very dark.
Even very dark. You understand? Meaning you're not going to be able to see anything. The scriptures talk about, it goes more into details about that day and how the clouds will overshadow the mountains. Like you won't see a goddamn thing. It'll be so dark like you've never seen it before. You won't see nothing. You understand? Keep reading.
And no brightness in it.
And no, it won't have no brightness in it. Keep reading. We're going to go to verse 23.
I hate.
No. Yeah, keep going.
Verse 21, Slakia. Verse 21, I hate. I despise your feast day.
The Lord hates and despises your feast days, man. He hates when you get together at that table with that Thanksgiving turkey and that pot roast and that ham. That's what they call it. What is it? Oh, sweat. Catch me after class. Read that, you know.
I hate, I despise your feast day.
Uh-huh.
And I will not smell in your solemn assemblies.
And then you going into that house and you like, it's smelling good. You understand? The Lord hates all of that, man. He hates that mess, man. Because of the reason why you're doing it. And of course, it's not the food, but it's the reason why you're doing it. Keep reading. You gotta go.
Verse 22, though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings.
Oh, you sit down at the table, you got the chicken turkey on the table, the pork butt on the table, you understand? And you praying, you offering up to the Lord, you're saying thanks for the Lord, whatever, so on and so forth. Keep reading.
I will not accept them.
He will not accept it. You understand?
Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts.
Neither will he regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. All year long, you hate your family. All year long, your family members hate you. All year long. But then you think that just because you come this day,
with a peace offering. Like, you know what? Let's be family today. Can we all just get along for one dinner?
Right.
How many times you heard it? Can we all just get along for one Thanksgiving dinner? Your old grandma saying that. You understand? The Lord will not accept that.
That's right.
The Lord don't give a damn about you getting along with that peace offering, that plate. You understand? That holiday cheer, that let's hold hands with the person I hate any other time of the year, and let's pray. And for 10 seconds, I won't hate this person. The Lord don't give a damn about that. He see right through that. You understand? That's not brotherhood. That's not sisterhood. You understand? That's wicked as hell. Keep reading.
Verse 23. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs.
You getting up in there and you singing, hang on the mistletoe, and all that, and whatever song, whatever other songs they be singing in the glory, 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 whatever songs they sing in the Christian church. The Lord is saying, take away that noise, man. All of this holiday cheer, this holiday spirit. You understand? The Lord is saying, take away that stuff from him, man, because it's nonsense to the Lord. Keep reading.
For I will not hear the melody of thy viols.
But he won't even hear it, man. He won't even hear it. The Lord is not going to play that in his Amtrak. You understand? The Lord is up there bumping. And this Lord's Passover. That's on right. April 9th, man. That's right. This is going to give it up for the Lord's Passover. Look, I got to take the glass. You do not want to miss this Passover, man. Not only do we got one of the most wild Passover spots ever in U.K. history, but good night, we got it for 2 nights. Commander General Yohana has bought out this establishments for not 1 but 2 nights, man. You do not want to miss this Passover. It's $100 per person. You understand? You want to start preparing for it now. Look, yeah, see, look, the Passover spirit. That's the spirit that need to be going around. You understand? It's already hit me. I've already started looking for my garment. You understand what I'm gonna wear, how I'm gonna get up there. You understand? You need to start looking into that now and get that all together, because it's one day you're gonna wake up and it's gonna be like 10 days away. And you're gonna be like, damn, these flights are expensive as hell. You understand? So start looking into that now and get it on, because we gonna get it on this Passover. That's what I'm telling you. And them brothers gonna announce themselves for that 2020 Academy. Ooh-wee. That's gonna be a glorious day. Also, Commander General Yohana, I don't know if you've heard, you understand, but Commander General Yohana has given an order that all camps are to come together under one building for the Lord's Passover. You understand? That means I.U.I.C., I.S.U.P.K, F.O.P.E, AOC, any other acronym you can think of, fake Israelite group, even the ones who let white people in their camp, they just can't bring the white people. That's right. You understand? I.U.I.C, leave the goddamn Africans at home. Right. They can't come, but you can come. And Commander General Yohana is inviting every fake Israelite organization, camp, or group to attend with us. You understand? And with that, I'm going to pass the class over to Preaching Officer Thabo Warren. You can just
Straight up.
you can do those. Okay.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We got an I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a